Former Miss Belize Bella Zabani steps into a political minefield after she told the PUP National Party Council to raise the $10,000 threshold. And Alberto August free and clear of cyberbullying charges. Today, the Magistrates Court made it official. But will he now sue the government? We asked him. Also, the price of chicken increases again. It's the second time in 4 months. The experts will tell us why. Plus highway haircuts, the story behind Belize's only mobile barbershop. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight, Monday, July 6th, 2026. Good evening with your news. I'm Indra Craig.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
The biggest soccer season is here. Are you ready to experience the front row from home? Experience stadium level immersion with Samsung's latest technology. Perfect for every room. Your favorite Crystal UHD and QLED smart TVs are ready for you. Now at the best price. From your 32-inch personal fan zone at just $369 to the massive 85-inch home stadium experience for only $2,579. We have the perfect upgrade for every fan. Get yours with confidence at Cellular World, the authorized distributor in Belize, and receive a 1-year warranty. Visit us today and take advantage of these promotions. Valid until June 15th. Upgrade to the front row at home. Experience with Samsung and Cellular World.
Every connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower Belize.
The world is watching. The stakes are high. And with an Atlantic Bank credit card, your moments start online.
Bro, the World Cup tickets just dropped. This is our chance. We can't miss Messi and Ronaldo's last World Cup.
I have my credit card ready. So how many tickets, guys?
I'll take two.
1, 2.
I want 3.
Go further, experience more. Make your online purchases seamless, secure, and in real time.
All right, let's buy the tickets now.
What did you do, bro?
I need to enter a password.
Oh, Atlantic Bank's credit card has a 3D secure feature to protect your online shopping.
Check your email.
Some transactions require an additional layer of security. 3D Secure adds an extra verification step. An OTP is sent to ensure it is you authorizing payment.
Guys, we're going to the World Cup!
Your online transactions made with Atlantic Bank credit cards are fast, safe, and verified.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Belize assumes the presidency pro tempore of the Central American Integration System, CICA. Over the next 6 months, Belize's presidency will focus on strengthening the region's integration agenda, with priority placed on cooperation in energy, climate change, migration, and security. A strong and effective regional integration is the foundation upon which a better future for all Central Americans must be built.
Belizeans, how much more will we tolerate? How many more scandals? How many more millions? How many more excuses while ordinary families struggle to make ends meet? This is your money, your hard-earned tax dollars, money meant to improve your lives, not to enrich the well-connected.
Join the United Democratic Party on Friday, July 10th at 9 a.m. as we protest march from the UDP headquarters to Battlefield Park. Enough is enough. The time to act is now. The time to save our country is before we lose it.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world, the Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. From rest to adventure. From nature to culture. From luxury to freedom. Every vacation imaginable, except snow. And we plan to keep it that way. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Former Miss Belize, Bella Zabane, tonight finds herself in the middle of a raging public controversy. And it's not because of anything to do with pageantry. It's about politics and that $10,000 procurement threshold. Zabane attended Saturday's National Party Council meeting as a proud PUP supporter in Sand Creek West. She made a statement from the floor urging the government to raise the $10,000 threshold on transactions that a ministry's finance officer can approve. As we have been reporting, the government is embroiled in a building scandal where thousands of sub-$10,000 transactions were approved for politically connected companies. The transactions were kept under the threshold and approved by the Ministry of Defense Finance Officer to avoid scrutiny and red tape from the Ministry of Finance. Unfazed by the avalanche of hard proof demonstrating irregularities, which she dismissed as media propaganda, Zabane told the PM, raise that ceiling.
I would like to urge the consideration of a lift of the threshold from 10,000 to a higher number. What matters is value for money. And 10,000 is simply too low for ministries to be allowed to spend. It's micromanaging everybody from the top down to the bottom. We need strong oversight, but 10,000 is too low in this economy. Maybe 30 years ago it was appropriate, but it burdens the Office of Financial Secretaries to be micromanaging all of the ministries. Great leaders are remembered for making hard decisions. So I urge this administration to consider making a hard decision. We are not a party of thieves. We are a party of love. And we are not afraid of any other party or the media propaganda that they will push. Thank you.
I must commend Bella for being very thoughtful and to be brave to make such a recommendation considering what we're going through. But what we're doing at this time, we've been working with the IDB for over a year, coming up with new legislation where we want to set up what we call the Central Procurement Unit.
Well, since that was posted online on Sunday, the backlash against Zabany has been merciless. Facebook commenters have heaped condemnation on her for what many feel is upholding corruption. So much so that today the grand old party's little herd from United Women's Group came to the rescue of Abea, who is the great grandniece of no less than George Price. They sent a release saying, quote, Ms. Zabany has faced unwarranted criticism and harsh attacks for her stance regarding government procurement thresholds. The UWG unequivocally condemns these attempts to silence a young, articulate female voice in the political discourse. It is profoundly disheartening to witness the malicious backlash directed at Miss Isabella Zabany, end quote. Last week, we told you that the DPP had discontinued cyberbullying charges against Alberto August, and the complainant, Oscar Mira, also confirmed that he had withdrawn charges. But still, August and his attorney, Michael Perafit, were obligated to appear in San Ignacio Magistrates Court this morning to make it official. 7 News spoke to them outside the courthouse.
The matter was brought up from Wednesday to today because the prosecution indicated that they wanted to take certain actions concerning Mr. Alberto August. We assumed that it would be following the directive of the DPP in this matter based on her advice. So we came and the court indicated that it did receive a directive from the DPP, as well as the prosecution indicated that they did receive a directive from the DPP directing that the case against Mr. August be discontinued. And the prosecution offered no evidence.
What happens next? Do you guys plan to sue the government for what they did to your client?
Well, that's up to Mr. August. He will have to reflect on that and then decide who he wants to instruct to take whatever action he decides on. So we'll see where we'll go from here. But the main thing is the criminal charges are past us. I don't think that they should have been brought in the very first place. And so we just see where we have to go from here.
It is always, of course, a good feeling to not have these kind of things on your shoulder. So it's a good feeling today.
Do you have a concern about safety?
Yeah, of course. We should always be concerned about our safety. I think there might be a little heightened steps that I will need to take, but we'll take care of it.
Has everything been returned to you?
Yes, I got back the 2 phones. It was only 2 phones that were taken away, and they were returned to me a few days ago.
Do you plan to sue the government or the police department or Mr. Mira?
Well, that will depend on the advice that I get from counsel. We'll be discussing that matter sometime during the course of today and decide the way forward.
But as for August's attorney, he says that Alberto should not have been arrested in the first place, but perhaps that was some form of good fortune as it led to what the calls exposure and fall of Marin and Mira.
Well, you know what? Mr. August was unceremoniously put in jail behind us, detained for a number of hours. But I think even Mr. August would say, if I could guess what he would say, is that as a result of that corruption is being exposed in the PUP, we see the fall of Marin, we see the fall of Mira following the fall of Mai. I think Musa and Martinez need to be very careful because the M's are not doing so well in this PUP government. So the entire scenario is unfortunate. It should never have happened. There is no way that police officers, armed police officers, should have stormed Alberto's house, threatened his family with arrest and detention, detain him for more than 48 hours almost, and just to come here and say, well, you know what, oops, we shouldn't have done that. It's a very, very unfortunate situation. And when you look at it, it's Alberto August. Attention would be paid to something like that. But what happens when it happens to the regular man on the street, the regular person on the street? Not everybody has an audience like Alberto August. Not everybody is established like Alberto August.
But even when August was arrested, the UDP party leader didn't make any efforts to get him out. And in her press release on the detention, she even refrained from including his name. But when we asked him today about his relationship with Panton, he says they were never at odds.
I have never been at odds with Tracy Panton, you know. I've always been a UDP and I will continue to be a member of the United Democratic Party. So I'm not at odds with Mrs. Panton.
Can we expect to see representation from the West on Friday? We know that last time when it was against the acquisition of Smart, there was representation from the West, but a lot has happened since then. Can we still expect to see representation?
Well, I'm hoping that that the party gets a good turnout. It depends on the coordination and of course the organization of the event. I'm not sure as to where they are in terms of inviting the standard bearers or the caretakers from the West to participate. But I'm hoping that they do. Yeah.
You've played a big role in the party, especially here in the West. You still play a big role in the West. What's your opinion of them wanting to send Bernadette Fernandez to a convention?
Well, that like the chairman, Senator Perfit rightfully said, it's an internal matter for the United Democratic Party. But the party is big and bold enough, and the party is addressing the matter.
After the break, we'll tell you about a weekend murder in Ladyville and police accidentally run over and kill a man in Belmopan. Plus, later on, highway haircuts, the story behind Belize's only mobile barbershop. Don't go away.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
When the power goes out, life is disrupted. Be prepared and keep your home powered up with a generator from Benquip. We carry brands such as Honda, Kohler, and JCB. Schedule your installation, maintenance, and assessment to keep your generator ready and waiting to protect your family and home the next time the power fails. Stay in control of your power with a generator from Benquip. Equipment, parts, service.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
Un momento, todo es perfecto. Pero la vida puede cambiar inesperadamente. Cuando ocurre lo inesperado, estar asegurado con ICB lo cambia todo. ICB está aquí para guiarte en cada paso del proceso. La vida pasa rápido. Protégete con la Insurance Corporation of Belize. Para más información, llama 224-5328 o 224-5329 o visita icbinsurance.com.
People don't travel with cash anymore. People would stop and they want to do a coffee tour, they want to buy coffee, but people don't have cash with them. Online banking facilitated a lot of what we do. I don't have to run to town and I have to use fuel and other expenses. Atlantic Bank actually approached us. They facilitated us with a bank account, which is something that we didn't have in hand, and then with a POS machine. I sit and sip my good cup of coffee and do payments.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
If you're tired of the baking in your house with the only Cocoa Wawa fan and finally realize that the time to get yourself a good, durable, reliable fan, contact Maya's panel website or social media. Maya's going to hook you up with one of their 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan where might could even change your life as they keep you cool in this hot Belizean weather. Yes, man, because their 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan from Maya's not just could blow your lip back way, they might could blow away your mind if you say blow away the toxic konomono out of your life and the bad vibes out of your house. Order your 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan from Maya's website or on their social media, and Maya's going to ship out your fan anywhere countrywide ASAP. Not believe me? Visit mayaselectronics.bz right now to order your fan today.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
They call him Shota P, and Shane Vargas was shot to death in Ladyville on Friday night. Police Staff Officer ASP Stacy Smith told us that he was shot inside his shop.
Police have detained 3 male persons and recovered an unlicensed 9mm pistol as a part of an ongoing investigation into the murder of 44-year-old Shane Vargas of Ladyville Village, which occurred around 8:30 p.m. on Friday, 3rd July 2026 in Ladyville Village. What has been gathered so far in the course of this investigation is that on the mentioned date and time, Mr. Vargas was inside his shop when an unknown male person approached him, firing 2 shots, which resulted in his fatal injury. No motive has been established thus far as police continues to investigate this incident. I know a firearm was recovered, so I'm not sure if ammunition was inside it.
And you said 3 individuals were
Subsequently detained, yes, please.
And while responding to a domestic dispute in Belmopan, police are also investigating a freak accident that occurred while attempting to detain a man. 2 police officers were also injured in the accident. ASP Stacey Smith explained what happened.
Police are investigating the death of 20-year-old Kevin Gabriel, which occurred on Saturday, 4th July 2026 in the city of Belmopan. The circumstance of the unfortunate passing of the Mr. Gabriel, for which the department certainly wishes to convey its sincere condolences, as well as the ministry, unfolded when officers on duty at the Belmopan Police Formation responded to an emergency call from a 25-year-old female who stated that Mr. Gabriel had entered her residence and damaged a number of items and threatened her. Being in fear of her life, she made a call to the police. However, when police responded on the first instance, Mr. Gabriel was not at the location. The female was informed that she ought to go to the station to make a report. However, sometime shortly after that, after the police had departed, she once again called stating that Mr. Gabriel had returned and continued to damage items in her house. Police once again responded, and whilst taking the female away from the location as Mr. Gabriel had left, similarly on that second occasion, Mr. Gabriel was observed in the vicinity of, I believe it's San Francisco Street. The officers alighted the vehicle, and in the process of formally detaining Mr. Gabriel, the vehicle began to roll backward, resulting in the 3 officers who were responding being struck, as well as Mr. Gabriel. The officers received non-life-threatening injuries. However, Mr. Gabriel's injuries were more fatal, and he subsequently passed. Concurrent criminal and internal investigations are being conducted in relation to the death of Mr. Gabriel.
Smith says the entire ordeal was extremely traumatic for all the persons that were present at the scene. She says that they are also prepared in the event that the family of the deceased decides to take legal action against the department.
Yes, the vehicle rolled on them. It would want to appear that Mr. Gabriel became lodged under the vehicle, and that is why his injury was more extensive.
Was Mr. Gabriel restrained by handcuffs while this vehicle was rolling backward?
I am not sure. That is not on the face of the report. I will have to make inquiries.
Was the woman in the vehicle?
Yes, the female as well as 2 minor children that were along with her were in the vehicle at the time, and it was a joint effort from bystanders and the police officers to assist everybody in this most unfortunate incident.
This is a very rare situation that person being apprehended dies. Has the department put out anything for the family, or are you guys prepared that they would want to take legal action against the department?
Well, certainly that is their right. And as I stated in this briefing that I'm giving, the department is sincerely expressing its condolences for the passing. And certainly the family, if it has not happened as yet, I cannot go on record to say that has happened, would be contacted, because certainly the circumstance is not one that was desired, and the police officers were responding. I believe it's a traumatic situation for each and everyone involved, because I was also made to understand that the female is with child for Mr. Gabriel. So for the police officers, for the family of Mr. Gabriel, as well as the women and the children who were all there, also there witnessing this. So as I said, concurrent investigations are being conducted to determine what exactly transpired in terms of that allowed such a situation to come to fruition.
And the officers involved in Gabrielle's death are not the only members of the department currently under investigation. Smith also told us about an apparent firearm discharge investigation that is underway after 3 off-duty police officers were apprehended for firing shots off Raccoon Street Extension.
On 5th July at around 9:10 p.m., police officers responded to shots being fired in the vicinity of Raccoon Street Extension, and as a consequence of directives or information from the Crime Fusion Center, a vehicle was apprehended, a vehicle of interest was apprehended, and on board that vehicle were 5 persons, 3 of whom are police officers, and a search of that vehicle led to the discovery of 2 9mm pistols, for which 2 persons who were on board were the holder of firearm license. A scene was established, and I think 4 or so expended shells were recovered. We spoke to those persons, however, they have not been forthcoming with information. However, the process is that the expended shells will be submitted for comparative analysis with the firearm as a part of the ongoing investigation. Those persons are still in custody at the moment. As of now, it is being treated as a discharging of firearm because no person has come forward indicating that they were fired upon. So that is the status of the investigation at this moment.
He broke into a churro and stole a father's cash pan. 47-year-old Denfi Lamott has been remanded to the Belize Central Prison after being accused of burglarizing Divine Mercy Church and stealing $2,000 in cash. Police say the theft occurred while the church's administrator briefly left her office, and although she and the gardener attempted to stop the suspect as he fled, he escaped on a motorcycle. In court today, Lamott pleaded not guilty to the burglary charge and was denied bail due to another pending burglary case and remains on remand until October 2nd. Turning back now to those SmartStream screenshots, tonight we're looking at the Mira family-owned MP Farms and how it was ascendant in 2025 to 2026, coinciding with the time when Oscar Mira became Minister of Defense. Invoices we have seen from that time show that MP Farms, which was the number 4 supplier of rations to the BDF in 2023 to 2024, saw its volume of deliveries grow by 311% year to year to increase sales revenue from the Ministry of Defense from $1.05 million in 2024 to 2025 to $4.3 million in the following year. Again, the same year when Oscar Mira became the full Minister of Defense. And the Chamber of Commerce has stepped into the dialogue over government procurement malpractice. 1 week ago, it fired off a blunt mandate to Prime Minister John Briceño, demanding immediate electronic handcuffs on the government's accounting software. To kill the institutional culture of sub-$10,000 invoice splitting, the Chamber is demanding 10 mandatory digital firewalls, including automatic software blocks on same-day invoice avalanches and duplicate billings. BCCI President Giacomo Sanchez urges the PM that there is absolutely no reason to wait for any long investigations. The Chamber says these fixes can and must be coded into the system immediately. For the second time in 4 months, the per-pound price of chicken has increased again. In March, it went up by 6 cents, and effective to date has increased by 12 cents per pound, bringing the total increase for 2026 to 18 cents per pound so far. But what is driving it? Jaleesa Roberts takes a look.
Belizeans will now pay more for chicken after the Belize Poultry Association today announced an immediate increase in poultry prices, citing rising costs in production. The price of whole chicken has increased by 12 cents per pound, effective today, while other poultry products will also see price adjustments depending on the cut or level of processing. And what caused it? Manager of the Belize Poultry Association says it's primarily fuel and other inputs.
What I mean by this is that when you look at the price of corn and soybean going up in the local market, that is being triggered in itself by the cost of other inputs that the farmers are facing. So that is one issue. The other issue is fuel. Our industry runs on fuel. And the last time Channel 7 did a documentary, and you can see how much the industry runs on fuel.
In March, they raised the price by 6 cents, which triggered our newsroom to take a visit to the poultry plants, from start to finish, to understand what we were dealing with. At the time, the increase was due to wages, but even then, other factors were cited.
We haven't gone up with chicken in 4 or 5 years. We had the minimum wage increase, and we had the other one that is going to happen soon, or so they say. So what we did at our company, we already made it happen. The minimum wage increase is both, the one that already happened and the one that is coming. So we set that price up to where it's going, and that's purely, well, in fact, I've done the numbers because percent-wise, what was it, our wage, our labor has gone up 27%, but we're only raising the chicken 3%. So that is just literally to subsidize some of the labor costs.
Part of the justification in raising, like I said at Sunup, it is to meet the labor force demand, one, and two, to meet the innovation and sustainability that you are currently seeing with your own eyes.
And what happens to the industry will impact the price of a plate of food. But COO is not convinced that a $6 increase in the cost of a 50-pound crate of chicken is the main driver of increasing food prices.
Those businesses, and I repeat because I have said this before in past increases, those businesses that are telling you that they are not making it, it's kind of hard to buy into their argument, because if you're not making it, you would close your business. That's one. Two, you would look at where else you can shift your resources and juggle it up so that you come at the top. Bearing in mind that this is an increase of 12 cents, all right, for the meat. And I've said it before, they must have other hidden costs that they are not telling the consumer, which is why they might not be profitable, or they might not be making the profit margin that they expect to make.
Talisa Roberts, 7 News.
The increase works out to $6 per 50-pound crate. Today, the Department of Transport held the opening ceremony for its interagency traffic enforcement capacity building program. It's a training that will enhance the expertise and field capabilities of traffic enforcement personnel across different agencies. Facilitators for this training are from the Bureau of Standards, the Department of Transport, and the Caribbean Forensic Services. Here is a snippet of that ceremony.
So it is imperative for us as a government and respective departments to make sure that we do our best to collaborate with each other to be able to enhance road safety. Having over 100 persons dying on our highways annually is unacceptable, and it is something that we are trying to curb. But it is not going to be done by the Department of Transport alone, or by the police alone, or by the respective municipal bodies alone. It will require the support and input of every department that has a responsibility for road safety. Now, during this training, you will be going through a number of things. Looking at the helmet standardizations, looking at the use of breathalyzers, and other stuff. Breathalyzers, again, is very important. And I'm trying to see how best we can get some breathalyzers in country that will be able to use on our highways daily.
There's going to be 5 modules that we will be looking at. The first one would be the duties of traffic wardens, power of arrest, and the legislative amendments as it relates to DUI. The second module looks at report writing, and CEO would stand bravely and say he's the best teacher that you come across. I'm not sure how true that is, but we'll see how it goes. And then we'll look at motorcycle helmets and its standards. And then we have, on Wednesday, we'd look at the proper use of breathalyzers. And then we'll do some training related to that. On Thursday, we then look at electronic evidence as it relates to the changes in legislation and the use of the body cams and dash cams. And on Friday, of course, we'll be doing a simulation on a case file preparation.
On Sunday, a demonstration for justice was held in San Pedro town to honor the lives of murder victims David Harmouche and Daniel Jones. Harmouche, who was a father of 6, the youngest being a 6-month-old child, was targeted at his business in a ruthless street-style execution where close to 60 rounds were fired by 4 gunmen. No arrests have been made, and the community fears the case has gone cold. The protesters, led by members of the island town's large Lebanese community, are now urging the public to come forward if anyone has any knowledge on their killers.
Justice! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Justice! 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 If you know anything, the media is here, and I want them to put this out. If you know anything, if you have seen anything, if you know who are these criminals, give the police the information and let the police do their job, because no crime can go unseen. Somebody have heard something, somebody have seen something, and so we are pleading for anyone who have seen or heard anything to come forward with information. Come forward with information.
Not surprisingly, perhaps neither the PUP area rep nor the town mayor showed up for the protest. And after the break, we'll take you for a highway haircut at Belize's only mobile barbershop. And we'll take you to the High Court where 2 leading women attorneys were honored. Don't go away.
Jules Vasquez is trying to help Tracy Pantan distract attention over the heat she's taking over Bolido.
What did they used to call the Bolido? You buy under the table. The one they sell you under the table that no meet any tax requirements. They call it PUP.
But the facts show it was UDP Bolido that deprived government of millions upon millions, and Tracy was at the center of the decision to issue that contract.
Tracy Tager Panton is at the center of a $500 million Bolido contract to Brad's Gaming.
It was not a contract that I gave. This was done properly by the Lotteries Committee.
Who is the minister in charge of the Lotteries Committee? Tracy Tager Python.
Always looking for both with this contract to administer the lotteries.
Tracy, the fool they talk, but they're not fool they listen, and they're not goose they carry $500 million.
Thief. You're thief. You're thief. You're...
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
special place. Book now and save 50% on accommodations and 20% on spa. Only at Naya Resort and Spa.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
The roads of Belize connect us all. Riders, drivers, families, friends. Every day begins with a little routine and the confidence that life's journeys are protected. From school drop-off through the daily grind and everything in between, each with different roads ahead, yet one common goal: to arrive safely. Atlantic Insurance stands with Belize's riders and motorists with affordable protection, support, and peace of mind for the journey ahead. For the roads we share and the lives we protect, Atlantic Insurance is by your side, insuring you from life's unexpected. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
In Belize, where many dream of owning a business but are held back by limited resources, one young entrepreneur is proving that determination can travel farther than money ever could. Tonight, reporter Jaleesa Roberts takes a look at how some people inherit opportunity while the owner of Faith and Fades builds it with his own hands.
Behind me might look like just another old bus at the side of the road, but for one entrepreneur, it's a unique business opportunity. Faith and Fades Barbershop, the barbershop that can take your haircut to the streets, literally. Let's take a look inside. When the COVID-19 pandemic brought the world to a halt, thousands of Belizeans found themselves asking the same question. What's next? For 27-year-old Daniel Coleman, unemployment became the catalyst for reinvention. Unable to find stable work during one of the country's most uncertain periods, Coleman decided to learn a skill that could not only provide an income, but create opportunities where none seemed to exist. Armed with little more than determination and free YouTube tutorials, he taught himself the art of barbering.
Getting a job was a little bit difficult during the pandemic, and I saw that there were some barbers who were still cutting hair, so I saw that they were one of the ones who were a bit flexible during that time, and I said, man, it's a good trade to have, you know.
But his journey started with a dream and a small zinc shop. Now, inside what was once an ordinary bus is a fully equipped mobile barber shop, complete with professional barber chairs, sanitization equipment, running water, and all the amenities customers would expect from a traditional salon. It is a business model rarely seen in Belize.
Actually, when I first started, I started going to people's house, and then I rented a little small zinc little shop. It was a vegetable shop first, and it wasn't working out, and so I said, all right, I'm gonna rent another spot. And so I rented another location, which is right up the road from here, and it still didn't work out. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna go mobile. And I went, I started to go to people's house on bicycle, riding to their house with my little knapsack with all of my equipments and everything in my bag. And I loved it, and the people, they loved it as well, but I always had the desire to offer more to them. I wanted to do hot towel, I wanted to do steam, I wanted to wash their hair, but I was unable to do all of that. And so the idea came to me, why don't you do a full mobile barber shop?
For many entrepreneurs, 2 failed locations would have marked the end of a dream. For Daniel, it became the beginning of a better idea. And coming from a background where dreams are often limited, he didn't look at his bank account as an indicator of future possibilities.
One of the biggest challenge is for many people is the financial challenge. I am a poor man. I came from a poor family, and so even to get the bus was a big expense for me, but thank God I am here, you know. It has been a lot of challenge, but thank God every step of the way, God has provided, He has opened the way, and yeah.
You say that you're a poor man, you come from a poor family. What does this mean in terms of poor people getting an opportunity to still dream?
Well, I always encourage my fellow Belizeans, especially the lower class of which I am a part of. One of our biggest challenges here in Belize is not job opportunities, but rather innovation. There's a lot of jobs and innovation that we can do and we can have, but I believe it's just, like I always say, many people out here, they have a lot of good ideas of how to start a business and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's just an idea unless you step out and do something. And so I always try to encourage our people. The hardest part is just to step out there. You might not be able to see around the corner, but if you step out, something might happen along the road. It happened to me. I stepped out with what I had, and that was nothing, and here I am today.
His start challenge is one of the most common misconceptions about success, that great businesses begin with great wealth. Sometimes an original idea is more appealing than deep pockets.
I went into the health department because, you know, health has to do inspection, and I said, Miss, I was wondering if I can get an health inspection today. And I said, I brought the business here. And everyone in the shop, everyone laughed. They said, you brought the business here? I said, yes, I brought the business here. It's a mobile barber shop. They didn't believe me, and everyone came out wondering what kind of thing I'm coming up with. And, you know, everything got through in one day, thank God.
Today, he serves busy professionals, tourists, families, and local residents, offering haircuts at convenient locations or directly at customers' homes. His mobile setup allows to provide services beyond what was possible when he traveled by bicycle, creating a premium experience while bringing convenience directly to his clients. His dream is to build a nationwide network of mobile barbershops.
The future of my business is to renovate more buses and rent them across the country. So we create a chain across the country where we have a mobile barber shop or two in Orange Walk or two in Corozal, in Toledo. And so we have it across the country so that everyone can benefit from this new experience in barbering.
Dreams rarely arrive fully funded. More often, they arrive disguised as risk. And for Daniel, the risk has proven worth it. Jaleesa Roberts, 7 News.
Anyone wishing to book a haircut can contact 636-6894. And that's 636-6894. Police also made several drug busts over the weekend by way of intelligence and joint operations, and they continue to show the increasing prevalence of cocaine as a drug of choice for many. The first bust occurred on Friday in Belize City.
Police have formally arrested and charged 18-year-old Malachi Vernon of Gill Street, Belize City, for the offense of kept firearm without a gun license and kept ammunition without a gun license. The arrest follows the execution of a preventative patrol by officers attached to the Violence Prevention and Enforcement Team at around 9:30 a.m. on Gill Street, Belize City on Friday, 3rd July. The arresting officer reported that whilst on operation, he observed Mr. Vernon, whose conduct aroused his suspicion. And when Mr. Vernon was intercepted and a search was conducted on his person, this led to the discovery of a black 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 10 live rounds of 9mm ammunition.
And then in Bella Vista Village, Toledo, a suspect was discovered attempting to discard off the evidence when this drug bust occurred.
Police in Bella Vista have formally arrested and charged 40-year-old Roman Gamboa of Bella Vista Village for the offense of possession of controlled drugs with intent to supply another. The arrest follows a joint operation that was conducted by the specialized units operating in that area at 8 o'clock a.m. on 2nd July 2026. The arresting officer reported that Gamboa was observed digging in the soil in an open lot in an area that is known to be used by peddlers of drugs. And when the officers approached, he began to walk off and he was observed throwing a plastic. He was taken to where the plastic landed and that plastic was retrieved, and it was observed to contain 15 small foils, aluminum foils, each containing suspected crack cocaine. Gamboa was also taken back to the location some 10 feet away where he was observed digging. An additional 15 small foils of suspected crack cocaine were discovered. As a result of these findings, Gamboa was charged for 2 counts of possession of controlled drugs with intent to supply to it 2.92 grams and 3.44 grams of crack cocaine, respectively.
Given the number of crime and police operations being conducted in the vicinity of Bella Vista, we asked ASP Smith about their ongoing policing efforts in the village. She explained that drug trafficking is what made it a hot spot for them and an area of interest.
Since last year, the Bella Vista area has became an area of interest. We know there were several incidents, and as I indicated then, they were suggested to be fueled by the sale of drugs. Strategic changes, administrative changes were deployed, and though what is often reported is solely when persons are arrested, I can also confirm that even on that day, a number of major seizures were made of found property, but I don't normally report on found property. So the operations in that area continue. as we continue to say, drugs, the sale of drugs certainly cause a rift in society on different levels. And as a department, we are cognizant of that. And we continue to implore all the tools that we have, be it technology, be it intelligence-led, or good or old-fashioned policing, to interdict these traffickers and to bring a level of peace to these beautiful villages.
And finally, a Roaring Creek local was detained in Kikaka after several types of drugs were found in his possession. ASP Stacey Smith also shared those details with us.
Kikaka police have formally arrested and charged 45-year-old Joseph Lopez of Roaring Creek Village for 3 counts of drug trafficking following an operation at a property in that village, being Kikaka, for which led to the discovery of 87.8 grams of cannabis, 2.93 grams of cocaine, and 1.95 grams of crack cocaine. The arresting officer reported that he executed a search warrant at the residence of Lopez at around 6 o'clock a.m. on Friday, 3rd of July, which led to the discovery of the reported drugs.
Turning now to a sports controversy, Tut Bay Football Club has a match scheduled for this weekend as part of an ongoing tournament. However, while they thought they would be playing at home here in the city, they were told today the match will be held in Belmopan. And their head coach is crying foul since they already played against the Mango Creek team in that village, and the return match should be held at the Marion Jones. Jason Turton came by our studio today and explained their side.
We come this week preparing to play at Belize City, Marion Jones, and they look at us today and tell us that we can't play at Marion Jones because it seems like the field is on shutdown or the field is not certified. We play on a field at worse than Marion Jones this week. So we're asking, like, why you guys don't want we play? Yeah, when we play home, our fans support us that we have funding to deal with our team. We benefit off our home match. So if we run the bar, we run the stadium, and we get the people to support us, we take the funding and put back into the team. We are trying to arrange a barbecue sale to buy boots for the team. We have playing in this jersey for the past 15 to going on 16 games, which we not lost since then. And these people is just like bittering after us every time. They say no racism, but it seems like you guys have something against Tut Bay team. What me as one of the owners could feel, I'm out here bleaching every week, Sunday to Sunday, doing music. Got these youths well trained, well rested. If these youths come to me, I'm like, coach, nothing happened. I have to figure out how I do it. It's $500 to register the team, right? A total of $1,700 to went to Mango Creek because you had to pay $500 for registration and you have to pay $1,200 for the bus. They said they're gonna give you $500 twice, so we have to still get the next $7. Food. Players, we come back, I guess my team reach about 1 o'clock. We have players that live in Kikaka. We have players that live on the road. How could we maintain these youths to go home?
And so if nothing changes by this weekend, will you guys...
Well, right now, how I feel, honestly, like, I don't know, make my team go play this match. They only could suspend us, but I have to step foot. This is the second time you guys attacking me.
We reached out to FFP's General Secretary Ian Jones, who explained that Marion Jones's football stadium did not pass their assessment and is in no condition to be used for matches. He said they asked Tut Bay to suggest alternatives, but the reality is that there are none in Belize City, and Belmopan was the next best option. He added that they are covering the transportation and that the condition of Marion Jones is out of their control. The CARICOM heads of government meeting started over the weekend in St. Lucia, and the ongoing tenure of Belizean Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett is a flashpoint. Despite a friendly gesture towards Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett on stage, Trinidad's Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bissessere remains firm in her opposition to Barnett's reappointment. In a 22-page letter written to the regional leaders, Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bissessere said that her administration, quote, does not accept the process by which the Secretary General was purportedly reappointed and consequently is unable to recognize the validity of the purported second term of the Secretary General. She is asking that regional leaders to seek an opinion from the Caribbean Court of Justice on the issue and also wants Barnett to be engaged on a month-to-month basis until there is a determination, that is, by the CCJ. And while that contentious issue percolates in the background, Secretary General Barnett opened the meeting without any hint of distraction.
As we gather here in St. Lucia for the 51st regular meeting of the conference, heads will focus on critical issues and decisions that must be taken to strengthen our regional integration process. This will be set against the backdrop of things we have achieved and the challenges of the past several years in order to guide the way ahead.
Belize's contingent to the meeting is led by Attorney General Anthony Sylvester. And that's all we have for you for our newscast tonight. Thanks for watching. With your news, I'm Indra Craig. Remember, you can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see our streaming video on the Facebook page. Do have a great evening. Join me back here tomorrow at 6.